When it comes to executive functioning skills, you don't need a diagnosis to know it's executive functioning skills getting in the way. There are 3 very specific ways that I'm going to show you where executive functioning skills break down in your child's everyday life. And when you know this, this will be the game changer for how much, when, and what kind of support you get to give your kid. I want you to take a minute and just observe your child's behavior in the morning, after school, their nighttime routine, and see if you can find for a pattern. The pattern I want you to look for is, where do they get stuck? Where does a breakdown happen? Is it happening when they're trying to start the activity? Is there a lot of resistance, either emotionally or physically, where they just can't do the thing? And you'll really notice it, even if it's something they want to do, they still have a hard time pulling the pieces together so they can get started. The second part is, are we seeing that once they get started with the task, activity, event, they really have a hard time remembering what the next step is, remembering what pieces, so they'll get started and they'll have to stop, pause, go look for something else, stop, pause, go phone a friend because they aren't sure how to complete it. So this breakdown is happening more in the middle of the task. The third most common place that I see these executive functioning skills break down is at the end. They know what they had to do, they started the thing, they did the thing, they had all the pieces, and then the wheels fall off the bus. They either don't finish the thing because they got distracted with something else. They either don't finish the thing because they left it on the dining room table. So something happened along the trajectory of starting, doing, and ending that caused them not to complete this activity. So we look at the ability to complete tasks when we're talking about executive functioning skills is the pre-work, right? So there's some cognitive skills, some thinking that has to happen for us to start the activity. That may look like knowing what time to start it. That may look like making a running list through your head of, what do I have to do? That may look like a timer, a reminder, looking at your agenda, be like, oh yes, I have to do this thing, right? So that's the pre-work that comes. Then it's the part that we can all see, we can touch it, we can feel it. We're doing the thing, we're saying the thing, we're moving the thing, right? So you're in the middle of the activity, completing the skill. So that's kind of obvious, right? The beginning part, we don't really think about a lot, and that's where a lot of the breakdown happens. It's easier to identify what's happening in the middle when the activity isn't getting done. And then this is our third skill. A lot of the breakdown that we don't see or look at, or even us as we're supporting the kids, we don't include that in the instructions, we don't include that in the directions, is when the activity is over, there's always a piece that has to come to bring it to completion, right? So for example, if we are cooking, that part, unless you divided the task, is, cleaning up, putting the things away, remembering to take the brownies out of the oven, right, at the right time. That's very much part of the activity of, let's say, making brownies, right? If it comes to schoolwork, they can do all the research, do all the thing, do a great job, get everything perfectly. But if we left it sitting on our dining room table and didn't bring it back to school to turn it in, we didn't complete the task. And that is a very painful breakdown to happen. But I see it a lot because, executive functioning skills develop through the environment. School is a great place to develop executive functioning skills, but so many times we're not looking at the tail ends of teaching the kids what to do and how to do it, that the breakdown happens in the beginning or the end. When I do the executive functioning fix with clients, we definitely take a look at where the breakdown is happening so that you know exactly what support to put into place. Now, once you take a look at your child doing the thing and notice the breakdown in either the beginning, the middle, or the end, now you get to put solutions into place. We just need to make sure that these solutions don't look like us coming in and rescuing, us coming in and doing either the beginning or the end, unless we're consciously using it as a strategy where we're scaffolding and supporting. That is helpful, but coming in and rescuing and doing for and helping them without them being involved, that's something we do not want to do, because that will undo all of our efforts. And my next video is really going to get into why helping our kids does such a disservice to them, especially when it comes to building executive functioning skills.